Yeah, but I also don't think that this was the one tipping point. It's just good for a video title.
It's not. It's just funny. Anyway, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Smudcast number 834. How Fortnite, which is a video game, let's keep in mind it's a video game, lost Kamala Harris the U.S. election, all in capitals. Thank you, YouTuber. Your name is Mr. Rynse, and this video came out November 11th. So it's recent. It's got less than 150 views, so it's very small. It's a small channel. Fair enough. No problems.
And your video already got fact-checked by whatever the hell Google uses. The 2024 United States elections, the AP has called the presidential race for Donald Trump. No shit. The dude won he won with 312 electoral votes and the popular vote.
He swung all the states, all the swing states he swung. He got them all. It's incredible. I don't know how you do that statistically, but to see that.
Everybody was royally pissed off at the Democrats. That's how.
and 15 million Democrat voters didn't turn up again. That did turn up last time for some reason and now didn't.
You know, maybe they just really honestly couldn't support either candidate and they chose to abstain from voting. I'm
just like all the dozen elections before.
I'm gonna choose to believe that.
Yes, you're free to choose to believe whatever you wish. That's how this works with the free speech thing. It's freedom of opinion. Under non-socialist rule, that is permissible. Under socialist rule, it is not. It is called thought crime then. So good. He has won bigly in everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see why a video game caused this election to switch a certain direction. That's kind of fascinating.
So it's not often I talk about super serious.
I'm sorry. This volume is really low.
Yeah, I noticed. I was about to say, was that on my end or is he using a mic that just really compresses his audio? I know there's some USB mics that do that.
It could be his first few videos that he doesn't know how to do it. So
probably. Yeah. Like for example, the Razer Siren, I think it's called. Never use it. It just compresses audio like nothing before. I'm using a Hyper Quadcast. Go with that. If you want an inexpensive USB mic, I say inexpensive in asterisk there because it's like $150.
All right, here we go.
That's cheap in the realm of microphones.
Today's video is going to be a little bit different. So as you guys may know, recently
I have no
US
sound.
election results have
I know why.
And Trump won. And I'm just going to go ahead and give my take on Trump winning right now. Look, you can call me a gay liberal all you want in the comments. You can say I'm woke. You can say whatever. But there's no way you're going to argue to me that Trump is somehow a better president than Kamala Harris.
What?
He's a better human being in every way since he has two brain cells to rub together, which is at least one more.
This guy.
Look, you can dislike Trump all you want. I'm not the biggest fan of Trump, but Donald Trump was a better candidate than Kamala Harris. I don't know why. Because Donald Trump didn't keep I don't know how many fucking people passed their sentencing to use for cheap prison labor. Kamala Harris did as the Attorney General of California.
Well, we have 4 years.
She's an actual slave owner.
Like that is actual fucking slavery.
Wait. We're talking about presidents, right? So she was a vice president. He was a president. Obviously, a president gets more eyes on them.
But how is a black, allegedly black, Indian slave driving woman a better presidential candidate or even president than Donald Trump, who is not a slave driver?
I don't know.
She is woman.
We're comparing an apple to a smaller apple because again, the VP is not as seen as the president as Biden was. But
I would argue that you're comparing an apple to a rotten plum. But okay.
Well, the idea is that he was a president. We can compare his record. We can compare his economics, which is the major thing. We can compare his trade deficits and all the things he did, the tariffs and the peacetime.
All I know is
we can completely fairly compare her run as vice president because she said she had on the question on what would she have done had she been in Biden's position is nothing different.
Nothing comes to mind.
And that's what cost her the election right there.
Well, okay, so we can compare the border because she was in charge of that, and so was Trump. And we know what happened with there. So by that metric alone, I'm not even being opinionated. I'm just looking at what happened with the border, what people liked and disliked and preferred.
Yeah, but the thing is, by Harris's own admission, she did admit to Trump's wall being an actual good idea 8 years after it was shot down.
And then they wanted to they wanted to some reason rebuild it.
Okay.
But I think that was just a publicity
stunt. So we can go through the list. We're not going to do that because it's so funny to look at this question and have this guy say that. All we can do is say, sir, why do you believe Kamala Harris would have been or is or was a better president? That's all I want to, because the rest of this video is going to be a joke if this is what he thinks. Okay.
First of all, the dude is almost Joe Biden's age. Like, this dude is
irrelevant.
Okay, fine, but he isn't dementia-ridden.
Terrible. It's going to make the economy worse. Now, I'm not going to get super deep into the whole tariff thing. If you want to find out how...
Okay, I got to stop right there. I don't know if you guys remember what happened in 2016 or 2020, but my investments in America, which is foreign in Canada, is in foreign investments, doubled. I did nothing. I sat there and watched my money double because of Donald Trump. Now, we could argue about the Magnificent Seven since 2013 in January. That's been driving this incredible rally for the past 2 years, which has nothing to do with the CHIPS Act, which has nothing to do with whatever Biden did with, I'm not even sure what he did aside from kill energy in 2020. So maybe there's some gerrymandering between financials and energy and tech. I don't know. But the main rally behind what's happening in the stock market right now has nothing to do with Biden. But I could point to the taxes, the tariffs, the industrialization, the sales, the trade deals with India that Trump all did, that caused the world to go crazy for about 2 years until COVID hit, and then everything kind of tanked in March of 2024, or March of 2020. So it was a great 2 years. So again, now, I have to ask this question: How is she better? How is Kamala better president? And how would she have made? How would Trump tank the economy?
Now, there's a lot of shit. I would say American shit is not just America. There's a lot of shit that's made in China nowadays, and imposing harsh tariffs on China would drive up those costs. You know what the solution to that is? Build them somewhere else.
Which is already happening for years. Manufacturing is moving to South America.
Yeah, maybe build them in a country that doesn't use slave labor from political dissenters.
There's a lot of issues with what's happening.
Or minorities.
What's happened with, for example, Mexico and China setting up shop in Mexico and selling cars to the States. And there was all these things that were going to happen under Trump's rule, which did happen as a result of Biden. So he's probably going to stop that from China as well as from Mexico. So there's lots of things going on, even with Canada, that's causing this weird deficit in trade that we could point to. That's why I really want to know what this guy's talking about and where he's getting his facts, because it just sounds as if she's just better. And I'm like, why? Tell me.
I think he's just pissed off that she lost, and I've got a meme to share in there that's just getting so much freaking use. I love it.
Okay.
Kamala lost.
You'll see it when we cover the memes.
What's me worse? There is a lot of videos, a lot of articles you can read. I'll actually link this one up on screen in the description down below if you guys want to go check it out. But yeah, today's video is going to be more focused on how I think personally Kamala Harris lost the election and where I think she could have improved and maybe even won the election. And let's go.
Geez, that's going to long list. That's a massive. I could list everything: conversation, intelligence, background, policy making, her
laughter.
Like Freedom Tunes, every time he made a video ripping on her, she just has this disturbing cackle. Oh my god.
It is what but it's not even put on. She's a stress laugher. There are people, and especially dumb people in position that try to fool others. They get into stress laugh, and she's an alcoholic on top. So this all comes together. The laughter is to mask her not knowing what to say or do.
Oh, one thing I can compare Kamala Harris to Trump is the turnover for people working for both. The difference is Trump fired people when their job was done, not because they wanted to leave. I'm sure some left here and there. With Kamala Harris, the ratio is 95% of her staffers quit.
95?
Yeah.
I knew it was a lot, but that's pretty much everyone.
On top of all that, she spent a whole hell of a lot more in campaign funds than Trump did. Like, she spent, I don't remember if it was close to the billions or like 600 million, but
it was
she
over $1 billion.
Trump spent
around
so much money just to not. She didn't like. There were still counts in not California, Arizona. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. If she wins Arizona, she's still a chance. No, there wasn't, because even if she won Arizona, got all the electorals in Arizona, there wouldn't have been enough for her to qualify as president.
Well, there
was only like 24 electoral districts in Arizona. It would not have been enough to put her over the edge.
Yeah, I'm just like, and also she spent just $10 million alone on getting Beyonce to go to her rally, and she didn't even sing.
That was a 3-minute speech. Everyone thought she was going to sing. A lot of people could hear in the background.
You mean reading off the teleprompter?
Yeah, they all just fucking left when Beyonce wasn't singing. Like, oh, the hell with this.
Yeah. So the actual,
which is why Jon Stewart riffing on that is such a banger.
Oh god, that was funny.
It's like I'm thinking of the clip from SpongeBob, the movie. We paid $9 for this. I paid $10.
Well, the going number I think was around $1 billion, and the Trump campaign this year, in 2020, it was $1 billion for his own money, but this year it was closer to $300 million. But with that, there were some super PACs. There were, I think, Elon was in Philadelphia for 2 months, or I don't know where exactly he was, but he was using his own money, like $40 million or so. So there were other forms of campaigning that was not just Trump. And whenever someone like big came to talk at Trump rallies, they never paid anyone. They just came. So there was no endorsement. You can
simply boil this down to this alone, showing that Trump is more fiscally responsible than the woman.
Oh, he learned his lesson from 2016 and 2020. Again, everyone thought 2020 was a thing because who the hell would vote for Biden? But even if you look at the numbers, there was a massive turnout for Trump in 2020. It's just that there was 20 million more people voting for Biden, which was incredible. So
yeah, and they just abstained from voting this time for some reason. Surely is a shame.
With I think the most
they went back to their graves.
What I'm going to tell the video, and that is the complete waste of resources on this stupid collab, the Fortnite collab. Okay, the Freedom Road, Freedom Town, whatever the map was called, I don't even remember.
Well, say goodbye to your monetization.
Oh.
Fight for freedom without guns.
What?
Don't you know you don't need guns for freedom? You just need to vote the bad people out and vote the good people in. Don't you know anything about democracy?
For president, that money could have went literally anywhere else.
Okay. Yes.
So what?
The money The money could have gone anywhere else, but as we all know, she overspent Trump 3 times over, and it wouldn't have made much of a difference.
This really is just a how do you do fellow kids of presidential campaigns.
Okay.
In the worst possible way. This is how you'd expect it to be some conservative, like Marge Simpson or Helen Lovejoy, doing it in the 90s as a conservative, trying to appeal to the kids in the most cringy, shotgun to your knee way possible.
Most cringy, out of touch way imaginable. It's especially cringy.
Yeah, but not just cringy, out of touch, but doing the opposite. Doing the Fortnite thing without guns, without actual gameplay, just having a parkour.
It's like, yeah, you know what? There are parkour maps, there are parkour courses in Fortnite. They're nowhere near as popular as, the run around and shoot each other in the face method of playing the game.
Obviously, this is what I mean. Why do you go to the thing that nobody plays?
I'm kind of curious.
If you make your campaign, you do the thing that actually has actual players that are potentially of voting age.
Yeah, let's imagine that the majority of these people are 18 plus. Do the people who play Fortnite really care about elections? Regardless,
it's something they even if they did, this isn't something they would go to seek out because they're going to be too busy grinding out that battle pass trying to get Peter Griffin doing the frickin' surfing bird dance. They're going to be playing the game for the sake of unlocking their rewards. They're not going to be playing some hardcore map for some presidential candidate they don't like or care about.
After the Star Wars thing didn't work, why even do this?
This is especially relevant because this is what people do to unwind, relax, and escape from politics.
And even if you do it in the future strategy idea of, okay, these are not voters now, but they may be next election, why would you tell them that you can't have guns in your gun game?
Well, apparently, according to the AI in Google, it's telling me that it's about 1.1 million players a day. So
no,
that you've just told, in the future, if you vote for us, you won't have games with guns anymore.
Upper Echelon did a video breaking this whole fiasco down. It had like 500 players total.
Oh, with the map. I see.
The map, yeah.
Yeah, that map had 500 players total.
Make?
Yes.
Millions.
The millions that the Harris campaign paid for it.
To make a
I
map.
don't understand.
With
We
no
spent
guns.
$26
This is
billion
why
on this.
This is why you do not give the economy, education, farming, science, anything to socialists. Because they spend millions to get nothing.
Again, a game that has one of the highest player counts in the industry right now. Not even 500 people playing the map.
Yeah. That's just sad.
That's interesting. I want to know the.
There was a 500 people who made a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, I want. I want to know. I want to know the game dev who made the map and like what was the story behind that. I'm curious who made this thing, got paid for it. Anyway.
Legged, pointless creative map that nobody's gonna play, but it's such a waste of resources and time. Nobody that plays Fortnite is old enough to vote anyways. I am 17 and I play Fortnite like every now and then. And
that's why you don't know anything about politics.
Minor detected, opinion disregarded.
Seriously, in all seriousness, the oldest person that plays that game has to be at least like, I don't know, 17, 18, maybe 20.
Dude, Google search is your friend. This is not hard to do before you make a video.
Yeah, there are adults of voting age who play Fortnite.
Yeah,
I
but
play from time to time. It's just not something I sit down to regularly seek out to do.
he's arguing about people on Fortnite. I'm on YouTube saying, sir, before you make a video and you want like numerical data to back up your facts, use the numerical data before you make a video, sir. Not hard.
I mean, I get that this is just a rant video. He just wants to bitch about getting his ass kicked in a very decisive victory by Donald Trump. But, dude, 5 minutes on Google can get you all the data you need.
Before you open your mouth, exactly.
Okay, after that they find something else to play or they just go do something else. Okay, most people that play Fortnite aren't old enough to vote. It's just that simple.
How do you know this? I'm 10 seconds away from doing that. I'm not going to do it because I want to give you the benefit of the doubt because you play the game. So I'm not going to touch it, but I bet you any money if I do it, they're going to have more than half, I would say, would be above 18. I'm just saying. Okay.
People that do play Fortnite that are old enough to vote, they probably aren't going to be won over by like a Fortnite creative map that in all honesty looks like complete dog shit. Like, what do you mean fight for freedom? Like, what am I fighting against? It looks like a parkour map. And here's the thing, what irritates me so much is that this money, these resources, this time, okay, it could have been spent literally anywhere else. Okay. Maybe instead of a Fortnite collab, how about this, Kamala Harris? Okay, how about this Harris campaign? How about reaching out to older voters? How about trying to reach out to the conservative audience? Okay?
Wait.
Hold on. Reach out to the conservatives. If you reach out to the conservatives, they're going to reach out with a middle finger.
You know what?
You're not going to get to the conservatives.
Yeah.
And I did look up the average Fortnite player age. It's about 60% of Fortnite players are between the ages of 18 and 24.
There you go.
The older voters whom you had put COVID patients into the old people's homes so that they die.
Yeah.
Well,
her campaign pissed off the majority of the country.
Well,
it pissed off 60% of the country. He won the popular vote.
If you look at what Trump did in his campaign, and this is from the PBD podcast with Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk his goal this year was to get Trump elected, and he talked to all the campaign managers and where they were going next and why and who was coming with them. Their campaign was not to reach out to liberals. Their campaign was to reach out to conservatives who like Trump but don't vote. So they encouraged them to not only vote, but to get others to vote that already like Trump, as opposed to arguing and trying to negotiate with liberals, because liberals don't care. They're already brainwashed, and we see that the past few weeks, how they are going on a tangent, on a tear about why they lost and who's to blame and da-da-da. It's funny. I've seen some crazy people online just go nuts about Trump winning and how it's horrible and the end of democracy and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what are you talking about?
The usual go-to for any left-wing vote loss analysis is, we didn't do enough propaganda. We should have propagandized more. People just didn't understand that we are for the good things.
Can you imagine?
I know you say that in jest, but you're not exactly wrong.
I don't say that in jest. No, shut up. I don't say that in jest. That is literally what they always do. So often we've had articles that we just didn't explain our points enough. You have this every fucking election in every fucking country with every Labour, Social Democrat, whatever they call themselves party. Every time. Read the fucking newspaper.
I do. I was going to say that they didn't
read the left-wing newspaper.
That's unfortunately all you see anymore. I was going to get to the point that they kind of backpedaled on that because they genuinely thought they had this. They thought that woman was enough to win the presidency, when it wasn't enough in 2016.
Okay. Here's a wonderful comment from Vladimir Dragunov. Thank you for being a member for 34 months, sir. Completely unrelated to what we're talking about, as always. I came to inform you that the anomalies in Stalker 2 do not play around. They're so immersive that it affects game performance. Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, Stalker's having a rough launch.
That's hilarious. All the bugs are because of the anomalies. That's great. The ray tracing kicks into high gear. Uh-oh. Can't play the game. All right.
Trying to explain that Donald Trump's plan is going to ruin our economy and your plan is going to benefit them more than Trump's plan.
Okay. I can actually list Trump's plan. Tell me, what was Kamala going to do for the economy when she gets into power? And if
Change absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and if so, why isn't she doing it right now?
Biden, I don't actively sabotage her campaign intentionally, unintentionally. It doesn't matter. Probably intentionally.
He sabotaged the campaign by nominating her.
Yeah, he won. They primaried. He won, and then they told him, "You're not our choice." That they primaried. He won the primary, and then they sit around and tell everyone, "Your vote doesn't matter. This is who you're supporting."
Yeah,
that pissed off a lot of Democrats.
So that's generally just what you get for. When you have a party made up of egotists. Yeah. Eventually they'll just claw each other's eyes out, which is just what we saw happening. The number of votes for the Dems, the official number, is still higher than for Obama, which I find hilarious.
Yeah, so I can't even reference Kamala's plan for the economy, but at the top of my head, I can list the things that Trump was going to do, or at least he talked about, was cutting taxes, and then recently, the past month, he talked on an interview about removing the income tax, which is just insane. Like, if he did that, that would be the libertarian dream. Like, oh my God, we can go anywhere and not get taxed.
Having a real economy again.
That would be fun. He's going to get rid of all the migrants, or he's going to have the biggest deportation in history, which will close
the illegal ones.
Okay, obviously he's not.
That is a serious thing. We need to differentiate every time, because
The left doesn't.
Let me finish. The AfD in Germany wants to do the same, as well as with criminal migrants, whether if they got citizenship, denaturalized, send them back. But the left spins out of that and blares it through all media they can, including state media, which they control. That they want that the AfD wants to do the Nazi thing and just throw out everybody who's not German by blood, which is simply a lie.
Okay.
Remember,
and this is why it's so important to be clear in the language with these things.
Fair enough.
Remember, whenever the left accuses you of something, 9 times out of 10, it is projection.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah, but not in this case.
Not here.
Because they don't want to throw out the non-immigrants. They do that differently. Because
Although here in the United States, with Trump winning the Latino vote, you had a bunch of leftists calling for Latinos to be deported. How you voted for your own deportation? It's like, you stupid bitch, I'm not illegal.
Yeah, but that's not projection in the sense that they wanted to do that to begin with. That's just them saying that out of spite as punishment.
Well, okay, let's clarify and say illegal immigrants, which then decreases demand and allows for supply to go back up, prices go down. So there's lots of jobs opportunity for that. Just on the immigration issue alone. Then
wages would go up.
Oh, yeah. Then we're talking about tariffs and various other moves on the economy. So bringing back energy, hopefully energy independence. I'm not sure if that involves bringing back the Keystone XL pipeline, which was like,
I hope it does,
2 years away from completion.
That would bring my gas prices all the way back down.
Which would also remove the climate Paris agreements. So there's no more money going to whatever development for green energy. We're going back
which was just a front for money laundering. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
All the various climate regulations would go away, I assume, if you're going to get rid of the treaties. Then you have whatever is going to happen with Ukraine, so no more funding to Ukraine. So a whole bunch more money saved. And then you have Elon and Vivek cutting back on the size of the government. I don't know exactly what that's going to do, because that's another pipe dream from libertarians. But if they can cut $1 billion, $10 billion.
Hey, people were laughing about Afuera guy.
Oh, so that guy's amazing.
and they already met to talk about the issue. So I wouldn't say it's a complete pipe dream.
Yeah, so
something will be cut down. Whether it's probably not as much as they want to.
So economically, there's lots coming through the pipeline that we're not even sure what it's going to do, but it's going to be a positive, no matter how you think of how much is going to be cut or what they're going to do exactly. So I can point to that off the top of my head that this is going to happen within the first few months. I think the Doge is going to be 1.5 years. That's the goal, which is brilliant. It's like we have a cut plan. It's going to take 1.5 years, and then we're done. And then we look at it again. I don't know what they should keep it going. They should always have a department of cutting everything.
No, but the thing is, you can at any point restart this department with a timer that after that time it implodes.
Sure. So
that you only summon this department into existence every time you need it.
Exactly. Isn't that brilliant? We want to destroy things. Like, okay, let's go, Mr. Ron Swanson. Let's go, kill as many things as you can, and then once you're done, just kill your own department. Oh, that sounds great. If only every government had that, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, maybe this is a great example to adopt by other nations.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a dream? Whew. Anyway, 3 minutes in, we're having a great time with this video.
Could have like that. I think that would have been cool, right? But no, instead you wasted time and resources on a stupid creative Fortnite collab, which, by the way, when I opened up Fortnite trying to find this map, I could not even find it. It's like, I don't know if Fortnite's like, weird lobby algorithm thing is just bugging, but when I loaded up the game, I could not find the map whatsoever. So it was a complete failure. And you know what, just to hammer it home, I'm actually going to load onto Fortnite real quick.
Oh wow, he's actually showing his sources.
Okay, like, because if I remember,
maybe they hit the thing because they were embarrassed by it.
Probably.
With their lobby, it should be like prioritizing the most popular maps and like what you play. So let's see if Kamala Harris's Fortnite collab map shows up, if it's still in the game. All right, so we're loading in Fortnite. Okay, hang on. Okay, so we got Lego Fortnite, Valhalla. Okay, where's Where's the Kamala Harris collab? Where is it?
You have to actively search for it.
Where is it? Okay, I mean, like
You're in the popular tab. Even I can tell.
Anything? Recently played.
Yeah, that proves how much of a failure it is.
It
You
does.
need to use the search button.
You use the search bar, my dude.
I mean, like, I'm not really seeing anything, guys. Let me know if I miss anything. You know, there's like 100 games, so maybe I'm missing it.
Well, okay. Here's,
We're gonna
dude.
pause
Your main problem is you're making this video after the election. Why would this map even still be available? Or
if
it had advertisement? If it had advertisement, why would it still be advertised after the election?
This is really something he should have made before the election. You know, like the Upper Echelon did when he covered the disaster that it barely had any player base. So it's either dead.
To expect it now to be popular is I'm sorry, that's retarded.
Yeah, it reminds me.
This is why children don't vote.
This reminds me of the lobby back in Warcraft 3's BattleNet, where there was all the big custom maps everyone was playing, Dota or whatever, and then at the bottom there's like two guys playing this one map and no one knows about it. It's like, what is this? What is this map no one wants?
But if it's still up, go into the search bar.
Yeah, just do a search.
Just open up search.
Something you should be doing with Google before you made this video as well.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm not really seeing the town. Where is it?
Oh, it's not in the top 10. I'm so surprised.
After the election, yeah.
I get that he's trying to be all passive aggressive and everything, but
to play in the election.
Yeah, he fails even at that. This is why minus no votes.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This was a pretty big, this was a pretty big mess up on Kamala's part. This was just a complete waste of time, a complete waste of money, a complete just waste. Okay, there was.
You mean like her entire campaign?
And I just remembered this all.
Well, like her entire career.
What about her campaign was good?
She had one speech, and she had I don't know who wrote it, but it was a very good speech. Outside of Trump attacking it every minute on Truth Social when she said it, and that if she just stuck to speeches, she'd be fine. I think she'd be okay.
But Swiss, don't you know? She's so much better because she is woman and she is not Trump. And that's it.
She spent, I don't know how many millions on that one podcast coming to Washington, rebuilding the set.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of her going there.
$100 million set or whatever the hell it was.
What a diva.
It's like Joe Rogan invited her onto his podcast. He's like, no, I'm not going all the way to Austin. You're on a campaign trend. Come to Austin, make a rally in Austin, and then while you're in Austin, talk with Joe Rogan.
You know what this tells me? She already knew that she's not going to win. Or they were so sure about stuffing the ballot boxes again that they would get away with that again, that they thought like, why bother?
Yeah.
And they didn't expect that the American public would look with a very keen eye this time.
I think the world was looking as well, because after the assassination attempt, everyone was like, holy shit, this guy's going to get elected. Because that was the gift. That was the one thing. And then the news cycle came and it went away after like a week and a half or so.
Yeah.
But then you have to remember, like the year before when he got thrown in jail, that mugshot, like that was iconic. And then you get the fist in the air, another iconic. Like it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's like, how could this guy not win? Like, he just keeps ramping it up. Then he gets in the Joe Rogan podcast. Everyone saw that. It's like 100 million, 200 million views now. Video. It's crazy high. Then he did the joke on her not working at McDonald's back in California. So he worked at McDonald's for 15 minutes. It's like, hey, I spent 15 more minutes working at McDonald's in Kamala.
And then he rented a garbage truck because Biden called his supporters garbage.
Yeah, he's at the top of the game.
He is amazing.
The man is. They kept always calling him a narcissist, but a narcissist does not do self-deprecating humor. And he's done this in 20 years ago already on TV.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was London that made the giant chicken Trump balloon and he fucking bought it.
Yeah.
I still like the Italian one of the God King Emperor. It was great.
Yeah, that's just great. But it's like,
There was a Verhoeven. That guy tried to criticize Trump, but instead everybody's like, yeah!
Why would you make him look so badass?
Do it!
This has been so entertaining for the past 3 months. I'm just like, this is... And now with all the 30 or 40 appointees that just blew your mind with RFK and Elon, you're like, holy crap, that's going to change the world.
It's like a Hall of Fame.
It's incredible.
This is real history happening right now. This is bloody amazing.
Pretty exciting.
This whole video is just premium copium.
I don't know. This guy, he seems to be in his own little bubble, obviously, but he doesn't have all the facts. And if he just...
He's 17, of course he doesn't have all the... He's in 17, he's probably in public school, he plays Fortnite, he has absolutely no clue about the real world.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Of course he wanted the race-baiting, alcoholic, weirdo woman to win.
I'm not even sure what she... I know she's a female, and I know she's of ethnic descent, but I think she was a lawyer somewhere, and...
No, she was Attorney General of California.
Oh, really?
Would you want to be represented by her?
No.
I don't even know what she is. Like, there's nothing... Every time someone asks her, all she ever says is, I grew up in a middle-class family or some nonsense. You're like, what? Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But what is your ethnicity? Like, they say she's black. They say she's Indian. She's got some Irish heritage, I believe.
She changes her voice.
Oh, you mean like the other woman is a Native American with a 0.2%?
Yeah, like even 2016 Hillary Clinton could answer a question. She had some history. She had something to say about every topic. It wasn't.
Yeah, but that's because Hillary Clinton, as evil as she is intelligent.
Yes, thank you. That's the thing I was trying to get at.
It's like Angela Merkel. Absolutely evil, but intelligent. The woman wrote... Angela Merkel, for comparison, Angela Merkel's dissertation is a state secret. Not because it's a fake, because there are a lot of people in our parliament who have fake dissertations. Plagiarisms and all of that. No, hers is a state secret because it was... A paper on quantum chemistry, which makes it immediately a military secret.
Really?
The woman is bloody intelligent. She couldn't find Berlin on a map of Europe, but she's bloody intelligent and an ideologue, and that is a very dangerous combination. So there's basically Megamind masking as an old lady without children.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a weird way of putting it. All right. 5 minutes in, this guy is, fun.
And AOC literally did a Twitch stream playing games. Okay, I see, like they're playing Madden right now as I'm watching this video.
Yeah, trying to appeal to the youth.
You had the Gen Z voters in the bag. You guys already had the Gen Z voters. Why did you need to do the Fortnite thing?
Yeah, I want to bring something up really quick.
Did the stream?
There was a video where Tim Walz was trying to appeal to the conservative hunter type, where the man could not unload a shotgun. He was struggling to work a shotgun.
Was it jamming?
Everyone trolled. Tim Walz. It was a few months ago. He was at a shooting range. He was struggling to work a shotgun. I don't know if it was a semi-automatic, a shotgun, or a pump-action shotgun, but he couldn't get it unloaded. He was trying to pick the shells out of the magazine tube.
Yeah.
Oh.
Regardless if it's a pump action, you don't. It's a pump-action shotgun. Regardless if it was pump-action or semi-automatic, to unload a magazine tube, you just work the action. Those magazine tubes are kind of designed to not let shells out easily so nothing bad happens.
Yeah, they have a spring. It's kind of,
Yeah, like they're held on tension, but when you work the action back, it releases something so you can drop a shell into the chamber and load the next one. It was pretty funny, honestly.
Yeah. And if you want to impress those who were kids from the 90s onwards, you have to play Dark Souls or Toho or something like that, and then they'd have respect for that, but not this. It's like
play something that makes you suffer.
Do I have a bug on the screen, or is that? Oh no, that's on the game.
Okay. Yeah, what does Elon play? He plays all the Dark Souls games.
Elon's supposedly the best Diablo 4 player.
He's in the top 10, he said, or top 5.
Yeah.
Stupid. Like, really? Like, no way. Come on.
I would believe it, but
that's competitive.
I could believe he would play things like DMC or Bayonetta.
Well, he was really into Elden Ring.
Kind of a weirdo.
He said he plays games on hard mode or hardest mode difficult possible, and I fully understand why.
Yeah, he's kind of cool that way.
Yeah, it clears the mind.
He
can't meditate.
Yeah, he calls it a flow state.
That does the same. Yeah. Well, that's what meditation does. Meditation brings you into flow state, and those games also bring you into the flow state in a different way.
A lot of people get frustrated, like say with games like League of Legends, because they always lose, or even with Elden Rings, it's so hard. But he's like, no, this is what I want to calm down. You're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, and if you played Warcraft 3 competitively back in the day, 1-on-1, same thing. Or StarCraft 2 later on. Yeah. But games like this don't do that.
For the Fortnite collab, but obviously there's planning behind these things. Like, this isn't just a spontaneous on the spot decision, like, oh, let's do this, and then they instantly go do it. Like, it takes a few days of planning, I'd assume, at the very least. So if they had this stream planned, why would they need to do a Fortnite collab, right? Because like I said, the collab with Fortnite, I think
it could have worked if they just made a good map. That's the only problem here.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter how much money they spent. It's funny, but if they just made a good thing, people would play it.
Just for a second. Lean back, close your eyes, and imagine what would a Trump Fortnite map look like.
You'd be surrounded by a giant wall, and it'd just be nothing but there'd be a lot of places that have actual.
You're already ruining the fun. Everybody knows it'll be amazing. It'll be the greatest map ever. It'll be like that Korean music video collage thing from back in the one. When was that? 18.
Not Gundam style.
14, 16, 2016.
I could picture seeing the God Emperor Trump and the chicken Trump balloon in the map.
Well, every kind of drop of gun imaginable, just crazy amount of weaponry.
To answer his question, setting up a Twitch stream like this takes no fucking time at all. All they have to do is set up a Twitch call and then boot up a game. That's all they had to do.
It would have been good if they had their own podcast and they would just talk about policy and life and what does it mean to be elected and all the basic stuff that people would be like, oh, this is a person and they work in government and this is how it goes. That would be totally fine. It would be boring, but
desperately trying to appeal to kids.
I guess, yeah. I don't know what this is for. Like, I guess some people like playing Madden here and there, but unless you're a big sports fan, it probably won't work. And even then, they've already got the Joe Rogan guys. They got all these other podcasts where Trump has been everywhere. He was on so many podcasts within a week, and he just kept going every day. He never slowed down, whereas Harris, like, one day here, took a day off, traveled over there, had one campaign. Like, it was very slow, and it was boring. It was they got Usher to come in, and he said, I'm never going to do campaigns until they paid him. And I love you guys, but I really love he was reading from a prompt or something. Kamala, like this is weird. It was weird to hear these celebrities come out. Like, I didn't even know who's that coffee guy, Mr. Clooney. Clooney. He came out. He was one of the first to come out. I didn't even hear I never knew.
Coffee guy.
Yeah, he makes that coffee product, whatever.
Coffee is the last thing I associate with George Clooney.
Oh, really? When I think of
George Clooney has a coffee company?
Yeah, I think it's called he did that commercial with DeVito, or who did he do it with?
Oh god.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The thing the Dems have not gotten the memo that this generation doesn't give a crap about Hollywood celebrities anymore.
I had no idea he did it.
Some of them still do, but
apparently,
but it's just so few. It's a few weird women. That's the only people that celebrity culture ever worked with. It doesn't even work as well with men.
Apparently, Eminem was also involved. Like all these weird names. Like really, I don't remember any of that. I didn't hear any coverage. I didn't see it. All I saw when I was watching, I come over to watch my parents and they watch TV. They watch all kinds of shows. The American channels, 80% of them were all Kamala Harris ads, and it was nauseating. It was boring. It was like, Donald Trump is going to deport your mom. It's like, no, he's not.
Good.
What are you talking about? He's not going to do crazy. He's going to have a ban on abortion federally. He's like, no.
No, he's straight up said he would never support a federal ban on abortion. He's leaving it up to the states to regulate.
He's going to cut taxes to billionaires. Like, he's going to cut taxes for everyone, which he did before.
Which, yes, that would include billionaires, but, that's one of those half-truths they go out telling.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all these things where I sit there and go, we have this guy called Donald Trump that was your president for 4 years. You just got to reference what he did and pretty much guess he's going to do that and then some. But I don't think there's going to be that much of a change outside of the people he brought in who are really going to change up the pharmaceutical industry, the food industry, or the FDA, the EPA. I don't know what's going to happen with the stock market and regulations. That's a whole other gigantic ball. So there's lots of things that no one knows what's going to happen until the experts come in and say, okay, we're going to turn this lever and take this offline and turn this on. That'll be fun. I can't wait to see what happens to the stock and bond market in the next half year. It's going to go crazy.
This would have been better on its own. Like, just do the gaming stream on its own. Like, no Fortnite, no anything. Just do this. Like, this would have been enough. And then use the resources that you used on the Fortnite thing, or we're going to plan to use on the Fortnite thing, and use it elsewhere. There would have been like 100 different better applications for those resources.
Yeah, but pick one, because they did it all. They did all the ads. They did all the TV ads, the radio ads, the billboards. God knows how many streaming ads. I don't even know because I don't really watch American Netflix, but I'm sure it was just as bad. So they did it. They outspent Trump so much and did all these things. That Trump had like one ad by the time I was watching like all the other stuff. He had one out of like the half hour I was with my parents watching TV.
Yeah, and the rest was interviews and podcasts.
Yeah, he actually went out and talked to people. Amazing. A campaign. You have to go out and talk to people.
Remember how they always complain why did Elon spend so much money to buy Twitter? He could have solved world hunger with that. Well, so could the Dems with their pointless election spending.
It's funny, you bring up the whole world hunger thing. He literally offered to pay the United Nations billions of dollars if he got to see how they spent the money, and then they just...
Nope.
they just completely backpedaled and wanted to shut it down.
Yeah. You have to ask your charity before you give them money. How do you distribute my funds? How does that work? How much does the president get of this organization? And if it's a 6-figure number, then you don't give it. It's very simple.
Then creative map. And here's the thing that really frustrates me is that I saw a lot of people in Gen Z for a while now complain that the only two options we had as presidents in this country were felon that is old and probably...
What is he a felon of, sir? Everyone says this. I still don't see any conviction outside of a civic case where some crazy lady accused him of rape. Which wasn't it wasn't rape. It was defamation. So no,
yeah.
I'm waiting for this actual criminal charge, not a civil charge.
Versus a person that is also extremely old and probably has dementia and should most likely be in a retirement.
Yeah, but what kind? Define the dementia, because we could look at Biden and we can go, okay, he could be various kinds of neurological disorders, could be various kinds of mental disorders. We don't know what medication he's on exactly. We don't know his physicality. We don't know what he can. We saw him ride a bike once. He says he can do push-ups, but there's some kind of sclerosis happening.
What pisses me off here is the whole hypocrisy that this whole health thing was not an issue with Biden all the time, despite his obvious demented acting.
Yeah. And suddenly it was
suddenly it is again. Had Biden gotten in, had he become president again, they would say the health issue is irrelevant, he's completely fine.
Yeah.
I am so pissed by this mechanic because with arguments from socialists, from leftists, it is never about whether it is objectively a solid argument. It is only ever whatever is useful for the left. It counts. It counts. It counts against the enemy. It doesn't count for them. If it's good, it counts for them, but never the enemy. That's all it is. That's the mechanic, and that's the logic they use. If you find yourself at confused and at a loss for logic with these people, that is the logic. It is childish crap, and that's why these people shouldn't vote.
I recall
ideologues cannot argue in good faith.
I recall, was it 2008 or 2012? It was the Ron Paul primary with all the other Republican options, and they said, "Oh, Ron Paul's like 72." And Ron Paul said, well, that's an ageist statement, and that's not very nice, because Ron Paul was, the greatest libertarian in the Republican Party, and it was just dismissed like, oh yeah, don't even think about that. Don't even say it. It's wrong. Forget about it. So, yeah, to bring this up, unless there's something cognitive, like I heard it that Trump has some cognitive issues. I'm like, which ones? Tell me. Because he's not as sharp as he was when he was 50, obviously, but he's still speaking. He's still walking. He did a physical. I remember he was on Joe Rogan. He talked about doing exercise. He's like, I like it, but it's boring. Like I can do it. And then his response was, it must be genetics because I have no idea why I'm so healthy. So it's like, okay, fair enough. So he seems fine. Physically,
he's certainly fine. Mentally more fit than Harris.
He's playing golf, and at his age, I have an uncle who he loves golf, and he has to take it easy because he's played golf all his life. And he goes see a chiropractor. He only play like once or twice a week because it hurts so much. He's got arthritis of various kinds. Trump, he's doing great. You see him play golf like a few months ago. He's doing very well for his age.
There must be something in the Diet Coke and
the McDonald's and the Filet-O-Fishes. Yeah, I don't know.
He has reached the stage where the seed oils in the McDonald's don't kill him anymore, but instead reinforce his frame.
They make him stronger.
He's fused with the microplastics.
Do you know those guys that make fun of people when they're about to hit the golf ball? They make them all kinds of. I don't know if you've seen those short YouTube videos. They did Trump a few weeks back. It was great. It was so funny. He was like, yeah, that's good. Like just as anyone else would go up to the tee, they did Trump with all his security detail. Like, no, let him come. It's great.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's a bunch of peanut gallery behind a bunch of people about like a golfer hit the tee from whatever green, and they describe his pants, his hat, what he looks like. Is he a teacher? And they make a joke out of it. So they were making jokes at Trump. He was just like, okay. It's fun. You got to take the piss out of these guys. And he was interviewed by all kinds of comedians as he went around. So, like Theo Vaughn was probably the biggest one, but that was weird.
I still don't believe that's his last name.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Because that's a preposition. It's not a name.
It's
as if his name was Theo Off. Well, off where? Theo from where?
When he started talking about his days on cocaine, I was like, wow, this is getting deep. That was Theo's days on cocaine, not Trump. So, anyway.
Valid complaint, by the way. So when Kamala Harris showed up, Gen Z voters, or like people that were in Gen Z, they were excited. You know what I mean? They were really happy to see another option that seemed, mentally there, that seemed mentally sane.
Do you seriously think Kamala Harris is mentally there?
No.
Have you seen that woman even try to speak?
With or without wine?
She may be physically aware of like the things like the lights, but being able to tell me like, am I holding up 4 fingers and can you name them? Like she can't, what is this? It starts with a P. Pinky. You're right. Pinky finger. Okay. What's the ring finger? Oh, like she would stop at the she doesn't know what a middle finger. I don't know.
I wonder what her reaction would be to the putting the thing in the thing.
That's right. It goes in the square hole.
Yeah, I want to know what her reaction would be to that if she starts crying.
Oh, I like the joke that Trump made that if she were to do more than an hour on the Rogan podcast, she'd be comatose. She'd be on the ground. She couldn't take it. But the thing is, he would have booze and smokes, and he would get her going, and she'd be hysterical. She would be absolutely bonkers. I'd love to see that.
She does not stop laughing for 30 minutes.
Yeah, and the funny thing about
would that be her nervous laugh, or would that be the alcohol?
Oh god.
No, yes.
She's already on the alcohol.
And after that, she will just collapse because the laughter is just there to fill in when she doesn't know what to say. And since she doesn't know what to say at all, she will then just die from lack of oxygen.
The thing I liked about after the Trump interview with Rogan is he talked. I can't remember his day after conversation. He said he came in for 3 hours. He's around us for about 4.5, and he never took a break. He never had a drink. Never went to the bathroom. He was gone. Like it was just like boom, boom. He's got to go. Like he was busy.
He's a player character.
He was just like, I got stuff to do. Like, okay, jeez. Not even a drink of water. Like, holy crap.
You know, I would at least, had I been Trump in that moment, I would have at least asked Joe, hey, can we shoot an arrow at your Tesla? I want to do that.
Oh God.
I want to shoot an arrow at a Tesla too.
I got a crossbow. Let's do it.
Yeah. Anyway, we're almost done. This has been a weird video. He's just revealing his ignorance. I kind of get that vibe. He's just ranting and it's silly.
Good he couldn't vote.
Yeah.
He would have wasted it.
And I think that the biggest screw up with the Harris campaign was the fact that they leaned way too hard trying to get the Gen Z vote when they already had the Gen Z vote.
How do you know that?
I think they should have and tried
to
they didn't. Branch out to different audiences and try to get their vote too. Because really, there's only so much Gen Z people in this country.
Like what? The gays hate the Dems at this point because of the pedos. The blacks hate the Dems at this point because they're seeing behind the scam. The Latinos hate the Dems because they want to close the door behind them and are Christian, and the Dems are anti-Christian. Who's left? Who's really left?
I was watching a lot of those street interviews where people just go up to random people in New York or California, whatever, and asking why you're voting for whomever. With the Kamala supporters, they had no idea. They had absolutely no understanding of why they were. Trump is horrible. It's like, well, why is he horrible?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because she's better. It's like, well, what is Trump bad at that she's better at? Like, what's the thing? The border. It's like, no, you kidding me?
Same as last time. Same as every time. It's pure emotion, and the left can only retain a voter base by keeping it ignorant. And you can only keep it ignorant by telling your ignorant voter base that it is the most informed and that it's the other side that's ignorant. And you don't want to be ignorant, right? You want to be smart. And you're smart if you vote for us.
And it got to the point where people on the right stopped caring about what people on the left had been calling them.
Yeah, that's basically when it falls apart.
Okay.
The many other generations, you've got, I think there's still some people in the silent generation, boomers, millennials, Gen X, there's a lot of other
they voted Democrat.
That I feel the Harris campaign didn't do a good enough job of.
See, this is the argument that he's making, that they already had them, therefore they're going to vote. When you say, no, even if they're liberal, even if they're Democratic, doesn't mean they voted. And this was the argument that the Trump campaign had, because they had a lot of support and a lot of people saying, yeah, we agree with you, but were they going to come out to vote? That was the issue. So they wanted them to say, no, you have to register. You have to actually take the effort and say you're going to do it. Some of them did early voting, but a lot of them had to sign up and register. So that was the difference. And this guy's like, oh, well, he's just assuming because they like Kamala, therefore they voted for her. You don't know that. It has to translate to a vote. You have to have a pledge. You have to have a sign-up sheet. You have to get registered. That's how it works. This is what the strategy my conservative leader, 2 years ago, he did. He says, if you're going to be against the liberals, and you want, because there's a campaign for the leader of the opposition, and the party votes on it. This is how you do it. And he had the greatest turnover of people voting for him and registering as a conservative for his appointee, which is what you do. And he's the guy who's using social media. He's going on YouTube. He's going on all these interviews in Toronto and Vancouver and all these big cities. and just talking. And he was a Jordan Peterson show. He's on a bunch of other talk shows and podcasts because he knew how to connect with people. That's it. He just went this is the job of a campaigner. You talk and talk, you go walk and walk, you go to door, you go wherever you have to, as much as possible. Obviously, campaigns are more efficient as opposed to doing door by door. And the one stat that scared the crap out of me, I think it was Philadelphia. They had to turn down Kamala door knockers, like people who go to door, because there was a door being knocked on every 2 seconds in, I think, Philadelphia or one of the swing states, that it was too many supporters. They had to say, no, we have enough people on the ground. And it didn't do anything. So
she still lost Pennsylvania.
Yeah, even if there were that many people knocking on doors, the people who opened the doors said, no, thank you. And that should have been reported. They should have said, hey, we did our job, but we got 0, or we got 1 out of 1,000, which is very telling. But they never did that. They never reported.
Appealing. I really do feel that that's one of the bigger reasons that the Harris campaign failed in this election. But that's just my own personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Be sure to check out the Discord server, link in description. Guys,
a Discord.
No.
You have a Discord.
Wow.
Thank you guys so much for 3,000 subs.
That sounds illegal.
Ignorant
on the channel.
17-year-old talking about politics
I'm
without
still,
facts.
Trying to process it. It's actually crazy. And also, thank you guys so much for joining the Discord server. I've seen a lot of people join the Discord server recently.
Well, if you want to destroy a bunch of liberals, I mean, be my guest. Just be polite about it. It shouldn't be hard. You just link to articles about what happened and what they have to say. But yeah, that was
just post the video I put in the stream memes.
Oh yeah, let's go to the stream. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots to talk about the stream memes.
I'll
see what we got.
Give you the link for the first one.
I can go. It's all right. I'm already almost there.
Okay.
Mark just gave me with his cartoon. I guess Mark doesn't care. All right, fair enough, Mark. Be happy in Europe.
Starting with Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, if you spend... Sorry.
I never vote for that.
This is November 22nd, so I don't know what happened here.
That's not a meme. That's just a violent, sadistic fantasy. That's what the left usually posts.
There we go. How about this one?
Psychopath.
I call it Golden Brat. More like I'd never vote for that. Never does anything. Can't attack her on her track record. Genius.
She's worse than a Magikarp. Magikarp can splash. What could she do?
Dora the Explorer is being deported.
Deported.
But she's
God.
a native. But she's an American. She was conceived of in America.
Please tell me this is a mashup and not the real thing.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't even care what group they're part of, but that does not look healthy.
I think that's just a group of shit posters, just as the Teletubbies.
Okay.
They're British.
Okay. I do remember when Destiny said before he went to bed on election night that I think Kamala's going to win. So I'm not sure what this is about. Men with pitches as high as Destiny are always snakes. Only men with deep voices can be trusted. What?
Not wrong.
I have it on good authority.
Currently, Destiny's currently being investigated for something to do with minors.
Oh, good God!
No,
It can't be his son because his son hates him.
Oh dear.
His son shat on him on stream.
All right.
So great.
I don't know what this is. Let's find out.
Scoreboard! Scoreboard! Oh, what happened to your friend?
Oh dear. Okay, is that a meme? I don't know what that is.
Scoreboard.
Okay. If it doesn't have a barcode, that means it's free, right? Do you have any idea how many times a day I hear that? What?
That's not related, but it's amusing, I guess.
Yeah. Liberals, after being sentenced to 4 years of economic prosperity and healthy food?
Yeah.
All right. Beating women, Chris Brown and Donald Trump.
Oh.
Not exactly the right combination. Okay, who is that?
I have no clue.
Yak. Oh, that's the that's the crazy black. What's it called? The enlightened black man from ancient Egypt or whatever it was. Some stupid.
I have no idea.
Oy.
$2 billion on campaign budget. Oof.
Okay. Kamala's campaign eyeing up celebrities? Eyeing.
I think it's supposed to be lining up celebrities.
For endorsements, putting her $2 billion... $2 billion? I thought it was $1 billion.
Oof.
Into $2 million into debt. Oh, there were $2 billion and $2 million into debt. Okay. Wow.
I thought it was 10 in debt.
Revy and American Psych... What is this? Is there something I'm missing?
I
don't get most of the things Bebop posts.
Remember when the Democrats were trying to force everyone to get the COVID vaccine? Then they let in 20 million unvaccinated illegal immigrants. How it feels to find the only urinal without shit in it at school?
I guess that's supposed to be related to the Fortnite stuff.
I guess.
Oh, wait. The Dem voters were the most likely to get 3 to 5 jabs, right?
Really?
Yeah.
And we know that the more jabs you took, the more compromised your immune system was, and you die.
Yeah.
So that's where the voters went.
Yeah, it's like that because there's this other tweet where it's like, where did 20 million Democrats go from then to now that they didn't vote? And then the reply was just the jab. I can't find that screenshot now. It's gone now, but I'm pretty sure the tweet's still out there.
OP may have removed the comment.
Okay.
No. It was a screenshot I had, and the screenshot probably got deleted too.
This is great. This is, I guess, a Biden version of the Joker. Without Biden campaigning has no punchline. I would say no. It was amazing. It was the most entertaining campaign on both sides, for different reasons, obviously. Biden was its own beast, but the Kamala campaign was like every time she came out, she failed.
It was the quietest U.S. election in history,
and I'm thankful for that.
It just there was nothing, and then you went to cast your vote.
It was also the most dominant win.
All right.
I was at work during the election. I have early voting down here in Texas. Had that day off when it started. Stood in line for like an hour. Cast my vote. At break one day at work on the election night, I went to check the polls. Trump had a very large lead. Like, oh, okay. And then I went back to work.
Early election is already a sign that your system is compromised.
All right.
Well,
the proper election system only has the urn open one day and counts it on the same.
Early voting, just because people work, they don't always have the time to get off.
No, that's why you do it on the Sunday.
Well, that's when early voting is.
Yeah, you go vote on a Sunday.
Well, we have early
voting. You don't need early voting because
Canada.
the urn is supposed to be only open for one day if you're a serious country.
All right. Well, welcome to Canada. I mean, that's just.
You're not a serious. You have Castro Jr. as your dear leader. Of course, you're not a serious country.
Technically speaking, it's not even a real country. It's a Commonwealth state of England.
Exactly. Thank you. There we go. Anyway, RFK Jr. Be like, let's see.
The worms are back.
What? The worms?
Didn't watch. Oh yeah, when he said something about brain worms.
Oh, okay. Hey, my girlfriend saw you from across the bar, and we really hate
your vibe.
Can we kill you? What is this?
That's your typical leftist.
This is
yeah.
Scary. All right. Razor Fist. Please, bro, I know we cheated and even tried to assassinate your candidate, but bro, please, now's the time for unity. Like, please, bro, don't prosecute us for committing crimes and trying to steal election. We gotta heal this country, bro. Please, I'm begging you.
Yeah, that's basically the stance. They try to assassinate you, and then they go, "Oh, let's be nice." They try to imprison your whole country, and then they go, "Oh, let's forgive, please."
Hey,
then
Lois.
they burn it down in the summer of love and go, please be nice. Don't Don't put us in jail.
I joined the Azov battalion. What is?
I think that's that Ukrainian Nazi battalion.
Oh.
Yes, Azov is the Ukrainian Nazis.
Great.
That Putin wants to denazify.
Is that thing he talked about during the interview with Tucker Carlson? He talked about the... he said a lot about Nazis in the first few minutes. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the ideology survived in Ukraine.
Oh, great.
And the left never had a problem with that. Makes you think, don't it?
Yeah, anyway, I don't want to talk about Nazis anymore. Santa deniers at Science Mass?
Science Eve instead of Christmas Eve.
When they hear Darwin claws evolving down the chimney?
Okay.
Oh, that's nice shit post, my dude.
That is too much for my brain. What does per capita mean? Oh, God, you wouldn't get it? Oh, dear. That's something we have to teach Canadians, what GDP per capita.
That meme is illegal in my country. I might be jailed for it, for having seen it.
What, the Kamala Harris is a Nazi with just all the flags and symbols?
Yes. Dude, people are currently being actively persecuted in Germany for sharing memes because they criticize the politics of the government.
You got to get the hell out of that country, Whisp.
Yeah.
It's even funnier to interpret that the guy on the right is only 20 years old. Okay, here we go. 1 day without sex. Day 7614 without sex. Here we go.
How should I feel? Creatures lie
Take care of yourself.
Looking through the window.
You missed it. The joke you missed is that the thing on the left is a woman.
I was like looking, is there a pose? Is there music that tells me the punchline?
Okay, a woman without a day without sex is upset. A guy without sex for that long is just like whatever.
No, their reactions are the same. The thing is that men are used to it. Women get immediately into incel mode after 1 day without sex. That's the joke.
Philly is not a state. You're thinking of Pennsylvania. Thank you, sir.
Hell.
Thank you. I was in Philly. I forgot about the mention of the state. Philly's the city. Yes. Leave your thoughts in the comments. My thoughts. Okay. Let's not go there.
And he joined, and it's just him sharing I think he may have misclicked because he posted the Peter one earlier.
Yeah. All right, that was fun. Nice light video. 1 hour and 12 minutes. Good job, guys. Thank you.
It's just maximum cope.
It's a rant.
Not maximum cope.
It's a rant.
It's just an ignoramus.
I would say it's a lot of just
maximum
emotion.
cope. You haven't seen maximum cope, man.
I don't want to see maximum cope. I don't want to.
Not you, the other guy.
He's definitely coping.
Oh yeah, but it's more of a personal rant. He had like a knee-jerk reaction video, and
it's just a kid who doesn't understand things and wants to make sense of things. That's not coping.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave some comments just because he'll probably read them. And it's just 3. How is Kamala a better president? Just answer the questions. He never did that. How would Trump tank the economy? And how and when did Kamala get the Gen Z vote? I really want to know the answers to those questions because I'm like, where did you get that? Where you make these blanket statements? I'm like, okay.
Does he believe she got the Gen Z vote because most of Gen Z is fucking retarded?
He believes she got the Gen Z vote because he would vote for her.
Would he even count as Gen Z, or would he be that? What is it, Generation Alpha?
I don't know. 17?
Isn't he more of a beta?
I don't.
I think we should skip we need to skip the alpha. Don't just think too highly of themselves.
Anyway, that was fun. We were about to do a Batman one on his, and I don't think too many people were interested in that. And maybe he's just a young guy and he's going through the whole liberal phase. He hasn't grown up yet. That's fair. You could have those thoughts, but please, sir, before you make any other videos, do some searches, get some data going first before you open your mouth, because you sound ignorant and biased, obviously, and you don't want that in any video. Even if you like certain ideologies, even if you believe in certain things, at least have the facts to back up your opinions. That's the bare minimum I want, or else you're going to sound like, as you just did, an angry child. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. I got a busy week ahead of me. Everyone, this one was pretty crazy, but I got a lot happening, and it's not even December yet. So hope you guys are keeping warm. It's getting rainy and cool out there. It's going to start snowing probably next week in Canada.
Yeah, I've got a cool front blew in, so it's comfortable weather during the morning and afternoon, but gets kind of cold at night, and it blew in a bunch of mountain cedar from North Texas, and it's just hell.
Interesting. Okay.
It's hell on my allergies.
Well, take it easy, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Good night.